Does anybody have some water I can drink? I'm really tired. I'd rather drink it out of the napkin. I got it. Thank you. Oh, I'll have some.
Not a huge crowd tonight, but still a bunch of people.
Hey, how you doing?
All the shadows. It'll be starting shortly. I thought they were getting ready shortly.
She'll speak up here shortly and you'll see where she is. It won't be long into the GA before she'll have something to say.
And this was in Asheville. They have a much bigger. Can we get like a big marker to maybe write these notes on the
I have one.
Yeah, just something. I mean, I guess visibility is really bad right now. Let's not worry about it.
No. I got Sharpie in her.
If we need it, like if we start making lists of like breakout groups, maybe we could write them up there just so people can see them and keep track of it. So you have a marker so we can grab you if we need it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. My name's Elizabeth. I'm going to be co-facilitating tonight with Hawk. Yay, here we are. We also have like some backup facilitators and personal vibes watchers to help us stay neutral, help us stay positive and keep things flowing. John is going to keep time, so when we get to an item, he's going to ask how much time we want to spend on it, and then he'll start the watch, and when we hit the amount of time, he will interrupt whoever's talking to say we're at time, how much time do we want to add to this. We have, raise your hand if you're on Vibe. It was Eva. She'll be right back. So we got someone on Vibe. And then Jonathan's going to take notes for us tonight. So is everybody cool with the people facilitating tonight? Can I get some sparkles?
I'm on stack.
You're good. Yeah. You're on stack?
I'm stack.
Okay, Matthew's on stack. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and start out with a moment of silence. Everyone just take a moment, take it in. We had a lot happen yesterday. I know it's on some level super overwhelming, but it can also be really empowering. A couple deep breaths. Let's bring it back. Cool. Is there anyone here with our opening statement who wants to read it?
I have it. I would like to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll read it.
Should have it. I don't know if I got it back last time I wrote it out, actually. Or did I grab the wrong folder? Maybe I don't.
It's so much harder to find things when you're under pressure.
Yeah.
Need a light?
No,
We
I
can
need
come
to.
back to it. Okay, and does anyone want to read our nonviolent principles? Okay, here's our opening statement. We come together here in this place, maybe for the first time, maybe after days or weeks, one movement, honored by our diversity. Look around, take it in. Here before our General Assembly, let the fullness of the moment occupy you. Take a moment to remember what brought you here. Let your intentions fill you. We stand together in solidarity with all those suffering on our planet to birth a transformation from a culture of alienation to one of connectivity for a sovereign life on a healthy planet. May we listen to one another fully. As best we can, may our words be heard and our intentions honored as our movement grows. Yeah.
You want the agreements?
You have the nonviolent agreements? I would love to read those, or you can if you want.
Okay. I'll probably have to do it because it's
Sure.
not the way.
Okay, cool.
Can you say your name? Sonny. In our collective action with the Occupy Asheville movement, as we assert our right to peaceably assemble, we acknowledge the serious nature of the work before us. We begin with these general agreements. We will strive for unity and cooperation in our diversity. Keep a clear, aware, and alert mind. Promote peaceful solutions to conflict. Respect the dignity of all persons. Protect the living environment. Maintain clean and safe surroundings. Reflect in our actions the common good we seek. We'll base our solidarity on respect for the diversity of nonviolent tactics and plans of other direct action groups. We will strive to refrain from initiation of offensive violence against any persons. Keep any debates or criticisms internal to the movement, avoiding any public or media denunciation of fellow activists and actions. We will oppose any state repression of dissent and speech, including surveillance, infiltration, disruption, and violence. We will not assist law enforcement actions against activists and others, except in the instance of extreme physical violence and with the explicit agreement of persons immediately affected by the violence. We will encourage our own processes of restorative justice by the people of Occupation Asheville. We leave this document open for revision.
And I have just one thing to add to that, which would be, if during General Assembly you violate those principles, you are excluding yourself from this process. Okay, so if the language becomes violent, aggressive, you will be excluded from STAC. We're not going to acknowledge you until you can calm it down and speak what you're saying and not what you're feeling. One more thing. Do we have any people who are here for their first GA tonight? Will you guys stand up? Cool. Okay, so I'm going to briefly go over hand signals now. So if you're new and you haven't done this type of process before, or even if you've been doing it a few days and you're just still not quite used to it, you may notice yourself speaking and then realizing it wasn't quite that time for that, and as facilitators, we'll try to kindly remind you and tell you when you can plug that type of comment in if it's not quite the time for it. So the first hand signal, positive vibes, I like it, yay. Okay, you can also do neutral vibes, like I could go either way. I kind of like to do that too. Bad vibes, not feeling it, don't want that happening. If someone has made their point and they keep making it again, and you've heard them and you support what they've said, but they have already said it, you can use wrap it up. but please use this with discretion and don't use this to cut someone off who's still trying to speak their mind. Okay, this is only for someone who's already said it and they just keep saying it over and over again because they're so excited. Speak up. If you can't hear, go like this. The motion is super important. If you just do your thumbs up, people are going to be like, yeah, I like what you like what I'm saying. Cool, and they won't speak louder. Point of process. If someone's going off topic, you can put this up. It will be acknowledged immediately, and we will have an opportunity to just sort of try to guide the process back to what we were talking about. So please also try to use this with respect for the person who is talking and not as a way to cut them off just because you don't necessarily like what they're saying. This is point of information. So this might be, I have something to add to what you just said. I have a factual clarification about it. And then also can be used just for general questions or concerns once the floor is open for questions or concerns. Once we're dealing with proposals tonight, I will also, once we've discussed them thoroughly, open the floor up for friendly amendments, which can be like a tweak to what someone already said. And once we've really discussed everything, we will open the floor for opposition, which is if you really have like an ethical problem with what someone's saying, you can raise your hand and say why you really disagree with what we're about to go forward with. You will have the chance to be heard. We will not pull you out and reach consensus without you. You will be included in that process if it's something you really have an issue with. Cool. Any questions? We're actually not going to use block because of the aggressive nature of block and the aggressive symbol of block. We're going to use, I have an opposition to that. I have an issue with it. That point of information is I have something to say. Yep. Cool. Everybody clear on hand signals? Awesome. Yay! Yeah, get to keep doing that. Cool. Okay, we're going to open the meeting right now with updates from working groups. So if you are representing your working group, if you wouldn't mind, if you're able, coming down here, and we're going to make a physical stack. So that means that basically you stand in line. And then how much time do we want to spend on each working group announcement? Are people cool with 3 minutes? Yeah. Sparkles. Yay. Okay. Who's up?
Sure.
I'm part of the socially conscious spirituality group, and one of our members, Scott, is offering that if anyone wants to go with him to Smart Recovery on Thursday at 6 p.m., it's about an hour to an hour and a half. I have his contact information. You can come see me. It's for any addictions that you may have, and it's just a place where people can go and talk about it. So he's offering that service up. He already goes to the meetings, and he can take a few people with him. Also, on Sunday afternoon, the spirituality group will have a meeting here at 2 o'clock. We're going to try to get to know each other a little bit better and what we have to offer. And one of our members is going to do a meditation education with us. So he's going to tell us about some of the things he does with meditation and some things that we can bring into our own lives to help ourselves and also help the group collectively. I'll also be posting his website on our OccupyAsheville.org. And for anyone that's in a group, working group or an infinity group, we've been working with the website to post things on the calendar and to email all members. So there's lots of communication going on with our group, and it's working really well. If you're in a group that isn't having that great of communication and you need some help, come see me and I can try to help you out with that. That's everything.
Thanks, your name?
Cassandra.
Cassandra. Yay, thank you. All right, Helen?
Hi, I'm Helen. I'm with the National Bank Transfer Day Working Group. We are working on putting together a rally for November 5th. We want it to be here. We're not sure if it can be because of, we're not sure if something else is scheduled. But our next meeting is at the Chocolate Lounge on Sunday, this coming Sunday, at 1 p.m. in the upstairs back room. And just because you already bank with a credit union or you don't bank with a large bank doesn't mean you can't help. We need people out there informing people of the rally, informing people of why it would be good to switch from a big bank to a credit union or a local bank. Dang it, there was something else. Oh yeah, Go ahead. What time did you say the rally? The rally is going to be on November 5th. We're hoping it can be here at 1 p.m. That might change if there's something already planned for right here. Like I said, again, on Sunday at 1 p.m. at the Chocolate Lounge, we're going to have a meeting. Also, we've started a National Bank Transfer Day outreach station here at the park. It's going to be here, well, as many days as I can come out. But I also need anybody who has good information that can be turned into a pamphlet to hand out to people regarding banks or credit unions, anything regarding that. Please come see me. I'm Helen. I can get it on the outreach station. Do I have? Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, a little morality booster. A little bit of a morality booster. There's been a 40% increase in applications for accounts with credit unions. Last month. ABC News actually had a special report last night with a tutorial on how to take your money out of the big banks and to put it in credit unions. So we're winning, people. We're doing it. Don't give up. We are winning.
I'm Kendra. I'm with the Diana Wortham Benefit Event Working Group, and last call kind of for working groups for organizations that want a table at the event. Please come and talk to me. And we also need 5 to 7 volunteers for the event that will be ushers and different positions backstage as well. So just contact me when this is over. Thanks, Kendra.
Hey, I'm Victor with the Outreach Working Group. Right now we have 2 subsections, people that go out and do outreach and people that craft a message. This includes debunking media spin that's put on us, looking up facts, national, local. Their efforts will also be tireless. They're actually meeting right now, discussing the credit union, and among other things, derivative stock market. There's a lot going on. I actually have a piece of paper to hand out to you all tonight with some quick facts like bullets. You know, if we want to be successful in outreach, we need to have a clear, distinct, to-the-point message that'll get right to people. We can't have, talking about environmentalism and talking about, I believe that we have a lot of problems in the world, but there's one root problem, and that's greed. Greed causes all the problems. So I have some facts here for you guys to look over. Anybody you talk with, you can just use these points here like bullets, piercing their ignorance to get your point across. So that's that. And also I have some more good news. On Saturday, I recently talked with Mr. Stewart for the Elders for Social Justice. He's going to bring 27 people to picket on Saturday. So I'm going to be going out over there with people with flyers, handing out flyers to people, just let them know why they're in solidarity with Occupy Asheville. And we're going to make ourselves known that way too.
What time is it?
What time?
On Saturday?
He said it would be about 5 p.m. I'm not quite sure on the specifics, but I'll give reports tomorrow because I'm going to interview him or just get a talk with him so I can make the flyers tomorrow at around 2 p.m. So I'll be able to tell you guys tomorrow's GA.
Where?
He didn't tell me that either. So I'll tell you guys tomorrow for sure.
Thanks, Victor.
Yeah.
I have actually one thing to add about talking to newcomers who are just walking by. In addition to giving them the facts, give them a 20-second blurb of your story, what clicked for you that made you come here, because people will identify with that.
I'm Claire, and I work with several others in the Nonviolent Training and Direct Action Working Group. And one thing that we helped facilitate was the training through the National Lawyers Guild. Now we have 12 trained legal observers. This is a very specific aspect of direct action where you have people looking out to see that your constitutional rights are protected. We'll have one more training coming up, so if anyone is interested, we have about 4 more places left in that. So let me know. Also, every weekend we've been they call it nonviolent direct action training. But essentially what it is people getting together and talking about how they can do action, apply your nonviolence, put it in action, in forceful, visible action to create change. And there are exercises and techniques, and it's a 2-hour thing. And I'd like a show of hands if there is any interest in another one this weekend. Well, I'd like to take a list of names, and we'll let you know. We have some, and we also seriously need people who either have those facility skills in training and in understanding in strategic nonviolence in application to mass movement, or people who want to learn to be trainers. So see me on that as well. We need your help. Thank you. Young and old, everyone.
Claire, what time on Saturday?
The day on the weekend depends on the trainers I have to kind of line up. So Sunday or Saturday, which is best for most that are interested.
Saturday. There seems to be a lot of other breakout groups and working groups on Sunday.
Gotcha. Well, we'll aim for a Saturday, and we'll post it on occupyasheville.org under nonviolence.
Can you put it on the calendar on there?
And also on the calendar.
Okay. Real quick announcement from the Solutions Working Group. There will be a calendar posting very soon. I hope that it's on Sunday, that we have another discussion about the solutions document, if it's ever going to get a consensus or not. So that will be on the calendar probably on Friday. I need to have some emails sent out and get some confirmation on who's going to be there. But we're looking at Sunday. And also, announcement from the Treasury, he's just going to defer tonight because nothing's really happened in the Treasury in the last 24 hours. So, very small stuff. That's all.
I think we should all scream back at them.
First of all, there's a meeting tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the food group. It'll be right here. Secondly, I just did a farmer's market today, and they're incredibly generous. And what we're doing with them are asking what we can do for them. Do they need folks to come out and help them with some stuff? And found an opportunity where they do need some folks. And also we're getting their input about food issues that they want the group to address and be heard from. Also, a very encouraging note, I talked to one of the founders of the co-op. The co-op's had a member drive that's gone over 100%. They say they're busier than they've ever been. And she thinks that people are turning to local food and local places that support us. So keep supporting the co-op. Whole Foods gave us nothing and refused to do anything. But the farmers markets they're incredibly generous and they're giving to it. So 4 p.m. Anyone who can be at the meeting would be really appreciated to see you there. Thanks.
Where?
Here under this tree.
All right. I'm Elizabeth with Facilitation Working Group. We had a meeting. We've actually had 3 meetings this week. We are working really hard to improve the efficiency of GAs. We are going to be offering a training for new facilitators very soon. Do we have a date set for that yet?
Sunday,
Sunday?
1:30.
1:30.
I believe Wall Street Cafe.
Wall Street Cafe.
I don't know who will do it, but it will be on before Saturday.
Tentatively Wall Street Cafe. If we're wrong about that, it'll be on the calendar and on Occupy Asheville info and on the website under Facilitation Working Group. So just to keep you guys kind of filled in, basic things that we've been discussing are the flow of GA, how to keep GA a little bit more, I guess, malleable to what the needs of the group are on that specific day, trying to increase participation from campers in GA and vice versa, having people at GA camping more. We've had a lot of stuff to talk about, and we want to be super accessible to you guys. Our intention is never to have you feel like you came to a GA and you had no input into how it went down or what was discussed and you felt cut off and you left angry. We're trying to move away from that vibe and towards a more inclusive by where everyone's getting heard, and we're going to be probably having breakout groups a lot more in GAs. We're going to try that again tonight, see how it goes. I know there's a lot of need for those right now. And our next working group meeting will be on 5:30 at 5:30 on Sunday at Wall Street Cafe, tentatively again. So we'll post it. If you want to, yes, ma'am.
I actually think, now that you say that, I think that the training.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
At Firestorm
okay.
at 1:30. That's what I was
Can
told.
you fix that in the
Wall
notes?
Street is
okay.
the meeting.
So the training will be at Firestorm at 1:30 if you're interested in joining facilitation working group, and then 5:30 is the actual working group meeting. So that recently has been a very kind of intense and dry discussion of the process as it's happened now. It may be a little bit hectic to jump in on it. So we want to welcome everyone to Facilitation Working Group, but if you want to come to that meeting, probably come catch me during breakout groups so I can kind of fill you in and catch you up as to what we've already gone over, if that makes sense. And Facilitation also wanted to propose a GA place for tomorrow because we had said we were going to have it at camp. I think based on what happened tonight, that's not a good idea anymore. So we were going to propose to have it here again. Is everyone cool with that? Think it makes sense?
Do you want to clarify time?
7, same time. Great. And we will always have the facilitators present 15 minutes before GA starts, and they will do what I did this evening, which is ask for input. Can I get one more minute?
Can we get another minute for it?
Yeah. What we will do is we will ask for input from everybody about what needs to be gone over in the agenda. Do we want to do breakout groups? What the general vibe is. That way we can try to structure the meeting in a way that will be really conducive to the group's needs. I'm done.
I wanted to propose a sort of a temporary working group to clean up the parking lot down there. We need people with vehicles, and oh, is that what he's? Yeah. Okay, Wayne. Great.
My name's Wayne. I'm with the food group. We are closing hopefully tomorrow. We can get a city garbage truck down to Lexington Avenue for us to clean it up. What we're asking is everybody, I'm going to go get the stuff, the brooms and everything from the garage at 9:30, 10 o'clock at Lexington. We're going to start cleaning up. Thank you.
I just wanted to add that there's a lot of donated clothing and stuff down there, and I don't know if anybody has space to store it, but there's a lot of stuff that shouldn't be thrown away, I don't think.
Have you asked the co-op?
Excuse me, afterwards, Terry in the building right up above Rosetta will probably be willing to house that.
Exactly.
Okay.
He said he would house all for clothing.
Oh, okay, so we got that. Okay, great.
I would like to ask Wayne, have you already called the city?
We're going to do that. We're trying to get a hold of him. We don't know right now who to contact to get the truck, but we are working on that information. Thank you.
Great. Last announcement we're going to have is actually an update from Matthew, who is present at the action last night. So for those of you who weren't able to watch it on the live stream, I'm sorry.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
So let's let Matthew talk for just a second.
Okay, so after we sort of got completely shut down by City Council last night, I as well as 7 other people decided to stay in the park, knowing that we would be cited and arrested for trespassing. After staying, the whole General Assembly lasted till about 10:15, and the police sat there and watched us with General Assembly. After it was over, they approached us. Well, after they had reinforcements, they approached us and asked us to leave, knowing that it was trespassing since the park closed at 10. I told them that I myself would not leave. Several people around gave support, but they weren't saying they weren't going to leave. After trying to convince me to leave, the officer said, well, he'll be back in just a minute. at that point, he also told the group that this was their warning, and so they had to leave the park, otherwise they would be affiliated with me in staying. So we moved to a different part of the park where the legal observers could be on the sidewalk, and the people choosing to stay in the park could be on the park, where they would have immediate contact with one another. An hour later, the watch commander, who is the highest ranked officer on duty at any time, came down and tried to get us to leave again, saying that he was trying to protect our First Amendment rights while still enforcing the law. And we expressed sympathy with him and slight anger at the city council for forcing them to enforce a unconstitutional law. And then they wrote us citations, and we got in a paddy wagon, and we had a great time. So one person who was arrested had an out-of-state ID, and therefore was forced to put bond up, or would be held until morning. The 8 individuals involved, as well as a few people who came to see us out of jail, put up the money for that one person, and he walked out with us that night, last night, and it was a beautiful event. I encourage you all to participate in acts of civil disobedience if you have the time for it. You know, there is a 24-hour magistrate at our jail, which is fantastic. So, except on Thanksgiving and Christmas, you will be able to see a magistrate before you go to a cell. So that's something really nice, and you might get released right away. That's all. There are a few other people here tonight who participated in that event. If you want to make yourself known,
yeah,
Victor, I saw Kayvon earlier.
Yeah, go for it.
You want to say that we had 8 people, and it took them 4 hours to get us through. I do not think that they would bother us if we had 100 people. Think about it.
Do you know if there's a standard that you're not carrying a North Carolina ID? Is there a standard bailout?
It's not that you're not carrying a North Carolina ID. It's that you've never registered for a North Carolina ID. The individual was from out of state and had never had a North Carolina ID. So it's a flight risk, meaning we all have a court date on December 8th. This is the same date as the individuals who participated in the direct action on the Merrill Lynch building. So it's going to be a really good date for a rally at the courthouse.
Occupy the courthouse.
Occupy the courthouse, December 8th. I think that's something to discuss on a future date because it's a while away. But
how much did you have to pay?
It was $100 to bond out for a trespassing charge. Now, we only were charged with second-degree trespassing. We did no passive resistance of arrest. They could have charged us with resist or refuse to comply, which is basically if you don't obey commands, they can charge you with resisting arrest, even though you're not physically resisting. So, being that we just gave them our hands and got arrested, we only had one charge, which was the trespassing. So that's why the bond was so low. Or one of the reasons.
Thanks, Matthew. Awesome. All right. Now, I guess facilitation had a proposal that we spend maybe 20 to 30 minutes in breakout groups tonight because there's a lot of sort of small issues such as camp cleanup, direct action that need to be discussed in small group, but would probably be a waste of a lot of people's time to try to hash out in this big group. So are people cool going into breakout groups?
For clarification, for myself and the whole group, these are different working groups?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, these are different from working groups. We don't have all the working groups here right now, but these will just be kind of like small discussion groups to hash out some ideas, come up with meet people, make connections.
And the idea is that like one person would represent the group instead of so many people talking.
Right.
Can we clarify what the group will be? And I would like to put one in, and that is, we talked about it last night as far as how we will continue what we do now in terms of the winter coming and shelter for Occupy Asheville.
Cool.
The other is, I'd like for Kendra, if you will, I'd like to meet with you about Diana Worth, okay, and other people might.
Yeah, I was actually going to suggest that anyone who wants to spearhead a discussion group come down right now. Let's make a physical stack and we can go one at a time, say what you want to talk about, and say where you're moving to, and then anyone who wants to, maybe we can go through one so we can hear them all, and then go through again and say, I'm with Flyers and we're going to that tree.
Yeah. So that'll be a physical stack. If anybody has something they want to talk about in a breakout group, just come over here if you want to spearhead a breakout group.
So is there anything on the agenda tonight for the whole group, or are we doing breakout groups in place of the normal agenda?
Matt had made the suggestion. We should think about a new occupation site. So if anybody has any ideas, basically, Zachary just said.
That could be a discussion group.
Yeah, let's try to keep that in mind in the working group.
Could, after we hear all the working groups, could we do a kind of a straw poll in each one? I mean, the discussion groups, could we do a straw poll in each one so we know if there is enough interest to have one?
I don't think that would be a good use of our time. I think if no one shows up to your discussion group, go join another one.
Yeah.
Cool. So are we all okay with doing discussion groups right now?
I still didn't get it. Is this replacing the regular agenda for the whole group?
Well, I think, honestly, the only agenda item we really needed to discuss as a whole group was where GA is going to be tomorrow. And if we come back from our discussion groups and someone's discussion came up with, like, hey, we really need to address this with the whole group, we can take care of it then. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
This is facilitation, trying our new thing of going with the group flow. So, everybody who wants to spearhead a discussion group, if you guys will just one by one say what your topic is. Starting with Matthew.
I'm proposing a discussion group to talk about ideology as it appears to the larger Asheville community and how that affects our ability to attract more people to join us.
I guess that was my question.
Yeah. Well, I was at a meeting. I was at a meeting a few nights ago, and a man was here who used to say that he would like to invite a lot of his friends to come and join us. He said, but I'm not really clear about something about your ideology. He said, are most of you all anarchists? And I think that if people in the community are seeing us that way, that represents a serious problem. I mean, some of us are anarchists, and that's fine. But, you know, the thing is that in the larger community of the 99%, most people are not anarchists. And that could be a definite turnoff, and I think we need to be aware of that.
Can we have a discussion group about it?
There will be a group talking about it.
I know.
Okay.
We can't get to it.
Maybe 2 combined groups. We'll figure it out.
Well, mine was, as I said, a group to discuss about the future of Occupy Asheville in terms of housing Occupy Asheville over the winter, so we can have a stationary point place and look at some ideas there. The other is I invite people who might have knowledge of the place to come to this.
You have a discussion group?
Yeah. Basically, I think that we need to have a group that focuses on knowing what GA is doing over here.
I can't hear you.
What he's talking about, when he's like, well, we already have this direct response to her. Okay, this is one example of why I'm suggesting it. Because I feel like we need some people that have some kind of comprehensive viewpoint of all the things that are going on, and then what she brought up is a little bit more comprehensive approach, or it's more of an approach to
talking about is how other people are seeing it. There was something else we said the other day, people more socialistic than I was doing.
Okay. So Carrie's going to have a discussion. Carrie's going to have a discussion about networking and organization between different groups who may or may not be working on the same thing in different ways or even in the same way. So I would also like to suggest that we have a discussion group about cleaning up camps tomorrow. So if you have a vehicle you want to help out, right there. Cool.
Can I direct your thoughts to that? I feel like those camps need to be gotten out of their mouth. Like, they're harboring lots of stuff going on.
We'll talk
not out, okay.
Yeah, so if you have comments on it, join the discussion group so we can hash it out and then bring it back to the group if we need to. Is that cool? Oh, about cleaning up camp. They're cleaning up at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so this is to try to get people there to do that.
Okay. We have actually talked to the police about the tenants down there. They are actually trespassing at this point because Occupy Asheville is no longer exists down there. Occupy of Asheville will start meeting back here at Richard Park as far as I am told. But I'll head that group up.
Okay. Alright, any more proposed discussion groups?
I think we should have one to make Occupy Asheville. Okay.
Talk to them.
I think we should have a discussion group to help Occupy Asheville be more like peaceful and like it will help more people will come because if it's peaceful, like a lot of guns and everything coming. I think we should have one to keep the camp more peaceful and.
Awesome. So discussion groups now are going. Oh, you got one. Two more. Okay.
If you want to join outreach, research, or just doing the actual outreach, come see me.
And we talked about this earlier. Gordon asked for.
You want?
Okay.
You want me to say it? Okay. So a city council member, Gordon Smith, posted on Facebook today that the Independent Business Owner Council is going to be having a breakfast next week at 7 a.m. And they asked Gordon Smith to come to this to tell them about what we're doing. And Gordon Smith, being the representative he is, said, oh, wouldn't it make more sense for Occupy Asheville to actually be there instead of me? So he got back to them. They said they want two of us to come to that breakfast. So my suggestion was that if you want to be one of those people or you're interested in helping to, I guess, maybe nominate those people, instead of us doing it as a big group where it might turn into a popularity contest, if you're someone who's interested in that, see Spirit Song, and she's going to help coordinate coming up with the two representatives, and we definitely want to make sure it's two very different people. Great. Okay. So any more discussion groups?
Asheville newspaper, anybody wants to column or wants to talk or figure out what's going on or contribute, we need something. Anthony.
Spirit Song, will you stay down here so you can say it again? Okay. Any more discussion groups? Honestly, I think we've probably got enough, and if we have any more, they're going to be really small. So, will you guys go down one by one and just say what your discussion group is in 2 or 3 words?
And where you're going to be.
And then walk to the place you're going to be and people can follow you.
Right.
Okay. Discussion group is ideological.
Presentation.
Unifying ideology. Everything on unifying ideology.
Where are you yelling? You're first. You get to pick first. That's true. Unifying ideology. Okay. Next group.
Camp. If you want to help clean up, come and see me. We'll meet over here at this big tree.
Awesome.
Outreach working group right over there. By the tree.
No.
All right, pick the tree.
No, the first way to go.
Okay.
How about the stairs?
Steps right over there.
The other tree.
All right. What am I about? Occupy Asheville, winter camping, preferably inside. We need a place. I will be
The statue.
Mary? I'm comprehensive. We have like an overhead understanding of all the things that are taking place and where to direct people to, but also information.
Okay, yeah, so Carrie is going to talk about how to kind of tighten up our organization between different groups and have the communication improve significantly, getting a few core people together who really want to be involved with that.
Centralization.
Centralization, in a good way.
Centralization.
Yeah, cool. So, and Carrie, where's your group going to be?
Park bench, I guess.
Okay, at the bench. Centralization, at the bench. Okay, and you wanted to talk about promoting peaceful interactions here? Yeah. Okay, where do you want to meet?
Rock.
By the rock. All right, peace by the rock. And Spirit Song going to be taking volunteers for talking to the Independent Business Owner Council breakfast at 7 sometime next week.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
We're not going to necessarily make a decision tonight. We're just getting information about who wants to be there.
It'll be at 7, and I don't think they've picked a day yet. Cool. Yeah. All right.
Where? Newspaper on the stairs, right here.
Oh, weird.
Somebody's on the stairs over there. Maybe newspaper should stay here.
All right, newspaper here.
Yeah, why don't you just hang out? Cool.
How much time?
Okay, what time is it right now?
7 after 8.
Let's try to have it back by 8:30. So we're gonna go for about 20 minutes. If there's a really strong push for more time, we can add more time. But we also want to try to be done by a reasonable hour, so I can go do my homework.
Everybody here, my name is Bruce. I'm with Exodus Church. We've got a lot of water that we pass out. You guys are welcome to it. I'm just going to leave it over here.
Thank you.
Yay.
All right. Live stream. If you guys want me to sit and eavesdrop on some groups, let me know where you want me to go. We'll talk about the shelter.
Cleaning up the mess.
That and the shelter for the winter one. I do need to talk about the Diane Wortham event, but I guess
And if you want
there
an
are too many
update on
groups.
the location and where we're at, come see me.
All right, let me see. What do you guys say? Outreach. Outreach. Really? All right. Got there in a minute. We may skip around the group. That's all right. All right, outreach is over here. Which outreach are you talking about? The one with Victor over here? All right. Live stream wants to eavesdrop on outreach. Oh, they might be having their own breakout group there. They said they're having their own breakout group in the chat at 8. I know, I said they're just fake nosy. Yeah, the sound is really good. The picture quality, not so much. But it is what it is.
Gmail. Okay, at Gmail. Okay, and a number. I can just always get it from Gmail if you want to. Just like a phone number.
Right, I'll come back to this group once it starts getting juicy. Let's see what this group is talking about over here. Mind if live stream eavesdrop on your group for a minute?
There is something very badly broken, and what we're doing is unsustainable. Now, we'll all disagree exactly what that is, but it's there. That's the common denominator. Like when I was looking, I've done a lot of thinking. I saw your list of demands, all that, and well, now there's solutions.
It's just a wording that sounds like militant, but every revolution has 3 stages. 4.
Well, one thing I don't think I got until at this point, unless they were going to say they that way. The problem is the best thing we can do, the real common denominator is the things we don't do. That's one common denominator.
That's why the list of grievances came out first. And if I may, real fast, it's sort of off subject, but it'll give you, I think, a good perspective. There are 4 stages of every revolution on Earth ever. 1 is people come up with a list of grievances. 2, they come up with a list of solutions or demands, depends on what book you read. 3, they destroy the things they have grievances against. And 4, they restructure with the solutions in place. And so we are sort of doing things a little backward in the fact that we are occupying. We already have our list of grievances. The next step is the list of solutions. And the thing with the list of grievances is it's out there. And that's really our unifying statement, is every occupation across the country accepted the Declaration of Occupy New York, which is basically a list of grievances. And the middle paragraph in that is great. It starts off with, we as people living in our present time acknowledge a few basic realities that people need to participate in the world they want to live in. That government is inherently flawed, that corporations don't seek the consent of the people, and all this stuff. And so there's like that basic statement. And that's really the list of grievances, and that's what has unified us. We all acknowledge that there's those things wrong. The core to that is greed. So like, if you're looking for a 2-sentence phrase that you can give to people, as this is what we stand for, this is our ideology, is stop greed and be humanitarian. I mean, something along those lines that can sound more catchy,
Yeah.
But, I mean, we've forgotten how to love one another, We are so selfish now. Because we spend so much time by ourselves. We have the internet era has isolated us all. We can learn without sharing. And that's what people want to do. They want to learn. They want to absorb. Whether it be they learn through experience or they learn through reading or watching or, feeling. That's all people want to do. It's human nature. And they want to do as much of it as possible. And it used to be that you had to do it with other people because you couldn't do things by yourself. I mean, there's the forest people. Sure. But,
well, I think it is also important to address people's illusions about what we are. I mean, if we only go out and talk about, hey, this is where we are in common, they are going to say, yeah, but does he have a hidden agenda? Or does she want to like get us to come to this group and then try to convert us to anarchy? Or do they want to like get their people elected and then tear everything down and that kind of thing? This is something that Chris Hedges pointed out in his interview about RWS, that people are most people are essentially conservative in nature, and that's not necessarily. That's not definitely not ideologically in a sense of like that most people being Republican, because Republican is far from being Republican is far from being synonymous with conservatism anymore. People want to conserve stability. They want to conserve the structures that they're used to. They want to conserve the values that they're used to, and I think perforce people are going to eventually find out that some of our values are going to have to shift, that we're going to have to go into scarcity mode more. But I don't think that it's our role to start telling them that they need to do that yet, and, or ever. I mean, I think it's probably better if they discover that for themselves in due course. But I just think that we need to relate to people on the ground, from a position of what we have in common that we want to conserve.
That's fair. You started off your statement.
But also, I think that people do need to be educated to the fact that we are not all anarchists and hippies.
But, okay, you can not educate people by saying we're not.
All right, then.
So, because what that does is you create fractions immediately by saying we're not all anarchists and hippies. All the anarchists and hippies are going to be like, well, I'm an anarchist and a hippie, and there's a lot of.
Well, if we are mostly anarchists and hippies, then we're never going to get anybody to come and join us. Or not enough to make a difference.
The civil rights movement was empowered by the hippies.
By the hippies?
Yeah.
Well, some might argue that.
Okay. What the hippies did was work through the system to make change by using laws, whether they be arbitrary laws and breaking them, or laws that protect them and exploiting them.
Well, please, if you have data on that, please send it to me, because, I remember the 60s, and as I remember in the 60s, the hippies were the guys who went out on the street and had a pig for a candidate, and they had street theater, and there's a place for that, but at some times, but if anything, the confrontational nature of their street theater alienated a lot of people.
It alienated the people in governance who created the arbitrary laws.
It alienated a lot of mainstream people. I was growing up in mainstream suburbia as a teenager during that time period, and the people around me, the grown-ups around me, were all talking about how disgusting these people were, and how they never took baths, and how they. You're talking about hippies. What are hippies?
Hippies were politically active, not necessarily drug-using hippies. They had the hippie look and feel, but they were much more action-oriented.
I'll tell you what hippies were so in that era. It was Martin Luther King, Stupid Council, Kennedy went along.
All right, let's see what they're talking about over here. Yep, sorry, too late. We can go back.
Has a small ponytail. He's down here most every night. Is he here? Is he here last night?
Oh, sorry.
Just on here today.
Hope, I didn't understand Hope.
Yeah, who has the leather jacket? It was really powerful for me sitting in the back row. Every time something really great happened, it's like somebody said, we're here because we're against corporate greed, or we want more accountability. Every time, sitting in the back row, I could see everyone's hands, and they could see it, and it was really a powerful message to send to them. We are here, we're in support of each other, we're going to keep coming back.
Exactly.
Get used to it.
I loved the diversity of people.
Right, and there were even people who aren't ever here that showed up to support us. Like the older woman who got up with the red jacket.
Be good
for the community around us. I've never even seen her down here in any capacity.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Sorry.
What was
that? Somebody tried to contact me on Facebook.
Last night. So, after I left, I was like, I'm going to get arrested, and got home, and then got on Facebook and saw the link. I was like, oh my God, it's fun! And they're there! You can see it! Yeah! I could see her. I was like, shame! I mean, it was so cool to see that, it wasn't just Matthew, because when I left, it was just him that was saying that he wanted to stay, and no one else had committed to stay.
Yeah, I was there as a legal observer, but I would have been there anyway because it was just so cool.
It was a lot. It was like,
did you go to the training this week? I did, yeah. And then we went to the magistrate's office afterwards and waited for them to come out. Jonas got home about 3. Jonas got home about 3.
Oh, wow.
3 o'clock
in the morning.
Yeah, and he had to go to work. Well, he waited. He waited and gave him back to his owner once he got out.
I saw they're with Venice. Staying in heaven. That's what she calls her place. Yeah.
Have they been down here?
They were down. Trinidad was out here today. I didn't see Sam.
Let's go see what these other groups are talking about. I'm just hopping from group to group with the live stream. All right, over here. Next group. Let's see. Do we want to go to the clean up the camp group, find out what they're talking about? Let's see. Let's go to the clean up the camp group. See how they're doing.
This is something I wrote.
I'm just eavesdropping with the live stream.
The reason I wrote it is because this is the way I feel about Occupy Asheville. Is I was one of the first campers in Occupy Asheville. I was homeless. Now I am report that I have a home. It is with you. My home is Occupy Asheville. And I think I've done that pretty well.
You've totally occupied Asheville.
I mean, I definitely have done it.
You did a great job, and keep
Wayne's World.
The main thing is, folks, let's keep our heads together. We can get through this. Let's get this behind us. Let's go down to Lexington.
Eavesdrop with the live stream.
Who?
Nothing. I'm eavesdropping with the live stream.
But anyway, let's go down there and get that place cleaned up.
Yeah, we're going to leave it better than we found it. Beautification.
Because when we got there, it was pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's a snake farm.
I mean, so if we can get it cleaned up, we'll be great.
Pretty much ready.
First thing at 10 o'clock.
I got the pictures to prove it.
First thing in the morning for us.
But, hey,
First thing in the morning,
I'm very pleased
cleaning
to
up the
report
campsite.
that the camp was a complete success. City council. And I'm really happy to say that I was a big part of it.
I think
Not necessarily the drunken debauchery, but more part of the sanity.
There's a lot of beautiful
There
days
was.
down there.
And no matter what anybody says about our drunk friends, they're people too, and they need love too, and they're broken just like you.
Yeah,
And
this
just
is
in
the war
a different
from
way.
the system that we're in. And we did some healing.
Let's not let popular beliefs sway us from our humanity, people.
Yeah.
And that's what the
Right.
real lesson is down at that camp.
That's right. Exactly right.
So,
Where Jesus would be.
between 9:30 and 10.
Totally.
Between 9:30
We
and
would be
10.
down there drinking
We will
turn water.
Alright, they're going to start cleaning up this camp tomorrow between 9:30 10 o'clock in the morning. So any of you that can help out, that would be awesome blossom.
All black meeting.
You guys mind if I eavesdrop?
Brought it up in this all black meeting because I was saying one of the solutions, and it still could be, and you know what, we might want to look at it. I had thought one way to salvage the YMI out is for the YMI to open its doors to all people, and so it not just be a black facility. Yeah, but for instance, what if the YMI join in with certain festivals and extended the festival down into there and open its doors? And what if it got with, well, what? Yes, because it doesn't. Well, if it had activities, when all of Asheville have activities, it's right downtown. For instance, why couldn't it go to the River Art District and have displays of the galleries at the YMI? And so it's becoming inclusive. You're getting people in there, okay? But where the YMI is that it is owned by BB&T because they foreclosed on it, okay? And the thing is, that's questionable. I was in a meeting with the president of BB&T, and he and I got heated. He turned red. Because I told him that, you know, that if people knew what they were talking about and doing, that we could deal with some grandfather clauses and how the YMI came into existence and whether
for urban renewal
do you hear me?
programs? Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so it's not a done deal, and I like your idea. So let's put it on the books. Okay.
Occupy the YMI.
Yeah.
Teddy mentioned last night and showed me the place. There's the Three Brothers restaurant that they closed down across from the sheriff's office. That would be a very close location, good place to cook, I'm sure.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Now, you can put that down, but that is a family. A family owned that. And so we could contact the family.
There's a banner on there, and I think there's a big organization about it.
Oh, really? I don't think they lost it or so, but yeah, we can go by there. So, I tell you what, let's make up real quick. What are we going to do from here? Who of
I'm
us
going to
can
collect
get
those
together?
phone numbers around my block, and do you want me to, like, write down their names and start a little email list? Is the email a good way to
I think it'd be great for us to take a field trip for 2 or 3 hours, like soon, look at a lot of places, and like start this in motion.
Yeah.
And like contact people that have places. I've had a lot of feedback when I've shared the idea about warehouses and stuff like that. A lot of people said, something in the River Arts District keeps coming up. So maybe something to do with that.
Yeah. I mean, that land, that's getting bought up and yuckified.
Yeah. You would have had to jump into that 10 years ago. Okay. Right now you can't touch the real estate.
So yeah, maybe collecting. I'll put out an email connecting us all via that, and then I'll collect those phone numbers. It sounded like driving around was an idea to get places out. Do we have enough places on our list to do that, or should we be more directed?
We could look at targeted places, and we could just do a general review of areas. Okay, there's a building there. Let's write down the address. Get your name on the poster that's
You're really going for the building.
Well, it makes sense. It's like a larger space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that are just unoccupied.
Lazoom.
Yeah. There's the places you mentioned. You can check Craigslist, and then we should just scope out areas near downtown.
We could put it on Craigslist.
Right. And, I mean, look, let's push for November the 15th.
Okay. Who wants to put it on Craigslist? Anyone want to take that task on?
All right, let's start bringing it back.
Does anyone have contacts with the downtown market or know any people there? I don't really know anyone that.
They're hours. That's what I'm thinking.
But there's all that space underneath in the back that, like, I don't know.
The downtown market? Is that the one?
That's South French Broad.
So we could just rent that whole space.
It's all open and stuff. I don't know.
That building was just foreclosed on a few months ago, but the bank has made a special deal with a grocery store, and all the other people are just kind of paying rent to the bank, and I don't know if they've got a real agreement yet.
The bank is spotted yet?
The bank repossessed on the original owner. He wasn't paying.
Yeah.
Right there, available.
Square footage.
Yeah, I know. Put it up.
And that place right over there, that nice
But what
building
about
right
the place
over
next to Firestorm?
Sorry.
Is that place still for it? I mean, I don't keep it in there, but...
It's not. I mean...
Yeah, a storefront downtown would, if we had enough space, I mean, we wouldn't need tents. We could make a dorm.
Yeah.
Dorm and a kitchen.
I mean, that space is pretty small.
Well...
And that's what Code Paint did
down
in
Church
D.C.
Street, 2 blocks
They
from here,
got
I've got access to
and they were in D.C. so much,
feet.
it's like, rent house. We're going to get a house.
This is the basement of a...
Wait a minute.
Huh?
It's on Hilliard. That I'm...
What is
the
it?
basement of a house, 800 square feet, with an outside entrance. Down on Hilliard.
It's your house?
Yeah.
So we're going to have each like a 2-minute report back to the group right now. So I want to
You know those girls that ride bicycles and
Can I have your number?
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about the sign of the benefit.
Well, I was going to talk about it after
Okay. All right.
GA too, but I'll give you my number too.
All right. Go ahead.
It's 696 550.
Okay.
And it's syndrome about ice.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So my name's Elizabeth with facilitation. I made some progress on acclimating myself to the cold weather.
I blew my nose.
Alright, so here's the report back group. Report back group.
I'm Tia Song. I had a couple of people who expressed interest, and I'm going to get with the media people, and we're going to... I'm Spirit Song. I had a couple of people who gave me their information, and they're interested, and I'm going to get with the media folks and coordinate with them to come up with a decision about who's going to meet with Gordon.
Thank you, Spirit Song.
I'm Rylan, and we talked about tactics and approaches to helping people understand what we were and why and what unified us. And it was suggested that it might not really be as effective to talk about, to run around telling people, well, we aren't all anarchists, that maybe it would be more effective to talk about what we do have in common and that we and the importance of getting facts out there, of getting clear on what we need to present to people, you know, the information that we need to share to people, with people, in order to help them to understand why, you know, why we are all in this together. And it was suggested that that reports that we could share with people that have statistics in them would be helpful, and it was also suggested that theatrical performances that might illustrate that, like having one guy standing up on a podium above 500 people and saying, "I make as much money as all of you," that kind of thing. Yeah. And he will probably liaison with outreach groups to deal more with that kind of thing. But I think we could be kind of technically considered a breakout group sort of from that.
Okay, you guys want me to report anything?
Okay.
Stephen.
We talked about having donations and stuff too, to have to create more peace, and donations to have something to do in the day to hold the peace, like the flag that my mom suggested. And so, and we also suggested bringing like chalk or something, so we can draw. Anybody can just go up and get a piece of chalk if they have an idea and just draw on a pavement, like something like peaceful and about the occupation, or what your thoughts are, and hold it round. And also we talked about doing massage things, and so if somebody were to provide a massage chair or something, and lotion, and more people that can do massage.
I have a group of people that I get down to do massages. That works on
So we know how we're going to stay warm now, right?
Yes. We really have gone with this idea of finding a place, and it even went further. We talked about finding a place near downtown, a big house or business, a lot of room, and we're going to do it. There were a lot of suggestions, and people already know, and I would welcome anybody who knows of a big house for rent, like in Montford or on the other side of Charlotte or anywhere near downtown. Please let us know, because we are serious about doing this, and we're not afraid of money. Amen. Because I would say $1,200 to $2,200 a month. Okay, but don't let that frighten you, because we can, if Occupy Asheville get it, or if myself or somebody else get it, we can always adjust the cost that it's going to be to Occupy Asheville, do a lot of bartering and trade and what have you. Okay, but we went further and talked about buying some land. I mean, a lot of land, and really going at it. You see, I want to tell you that we can have big dreams, and it's time to develop those dreams into reality. So we're talking about looking at, eventually, more towards the spring, anywhere from 10 to 30 acres of land, and going at it. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, my name's Wayne. I'm going to be the clean person. The only thing is, I don't know. I only have 4 people helping me clean, which is cool. but more the merrier. In case I can't get his garbage truck, that was brought to my attention. If anybody in the group has a truck that would be willing to take it to the dump, it's only $4 a load. We would really appreciate it. So if you want to let us use your truck, can you come?
As long as you guys put gas in it.
The tents need to be gotten out tonight. I mean, I thought the trash was being picked up on the street. Is that not happening anymore? Because the dump, we were like leaving it out on the corner, and then they were coming to pick it up.
No, we had a
throughout the day.
special person who was doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
The city wasn't helping.
Okay, so dump trucks can happen tonight. Tents can be got out tonight, because that's the problem.
So how about anyone who wants to help clean up? We're about to be done, so you guys can just hook up right after the meeting and make a plan. Cool. And we got, I think, 1 or 2 more discussion group report back.
Okay, some people joined my group. It's growing. Not much else to say. I don't know.
What was the group?
Outreach working group. We have research team right now and an outreach community specific, handing out talking to people working group. The research team is about 6 people strong right now. The other one has about 10 to 12 around that range. So we're going to have another, if anybody else wants to be a part of this in the future, I have an email, an updated email list of people I'm going to send emails to.
Yeah. What does outreach cover? In your understanding, what does outreach mean?
Outreach cover means talking to people, letting them know what we're about, getting them to join us. That's what outreach is really about.
Flyers and under, is
flyers underneath that?
Outreach?
Flyers underneath that, research information, talking to communities, talking to people, that's all a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to be a part of that, talk to me afterwards. Otherwise, I got to go talk to my person at the thing.
Do you have contact information on the OccupyAsheville.org under the group? Like when you guys might meet, which I know you guys, if you guys are together a lot, you meet all the time. But if you had a regular meeting, that maybe some others could join you.
Actually, we have 3 different kinds of meetings right now. We have a group meeting, which is less common. We have 2 different subgroup meetings for the research team and the outreach specific team. I've appointed a point person for each of the individual groups. So I guess I could put that in the website. I'd have to get in touch with Bo here after the meeting. And, yeah, I'll just post it myself if I can. So.
Yeah, we'd like to talk about that. If you can stick around.
No,
Okay, cool. If anyone can direct me about where to dump all this stuff tomorrow morning.
I'll do that. All right. Plans has changed. I do have a dump truck coming tonight, actually. So if I could get some people to go to Lexington and help me get most of the stuff up, I'd really appreciate it. This young lady over here, this young lady's husband is being nice enough to do it.
Wow.
For Occupy. So if I could please get some people to help me, and I've got to go now. Many hands make light work.
Yeah.
Many hands.
I'll go. That's really good. Okay, let's go. Boss, you gonna play? Yeah. No, we got more presentation here. Okay.
All right, I think this is our last report back.
Okay, I'm John. We had the strategy coordination discussion group. And first of all, we had a series of recommendations to make for the working group. So if anybody here could take this information back to your working group, we would really appreciate it. In order to help with coordination, it would be very good to appoint a point person in each working group. Not a leader, just one person whose information can go on the website so anybody else who has information for that working group knows who to contact and who to get it to. Meeting times. We've had a couple of groups step up and start posting their meeting times on the calendar on the website. Every working group should be doing that, so anyone who wants to get involved knows where to go. The website has been fixed up. You can get on there. All you have to do is go to OccupyAsheville.org, go to the calendar, log in, and then you'll see a button to post your event. Just go to the calendar, log in, and you can post an event. It's all moderated. They go through the web. It goes through me, and I'll check it and make sure that it's cool before it actually goes live. Terry.
To have if we put on the forum, working groups, they also have a suggestion thing on there. So there is some kind of suggestion thing for each working group, so that if other groups do have suggestions, so there's more back and forth communication with that too. That might.
So you're talking about putting a topic in each forum for suggestions for that working group.
Right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay. That way it's not all dumped on a person.
Dump truck is here if anybody's going.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Well, I think that's a good cue for.
Yeah.
Wait,
I got
Daddy has a.
an announcement from food group.
What's that? We're not finished.
Okay. Sorry.
This is strategy.
Meeting times. Yeah. We really, if each working group come up with regular meeting times, that would really facilitate getting more people involved in them. I'm just going to skip a
It'll
couple
also
things.
prevent scheduling conflicts because, like your group, there might be other people that want to be in your group, but if like spirituality is meeting at the same time, then they can't do that. So if you'll actually use that calendar to also as a way to tell when to schedule so that people can participate as much as possible, and if if you can be flexible on that, do it and then be consistent with your meeting time.
Two other main things that came up. One is that we were talking about making a proposal to reduce the number of GA meetings. Instead of having them daily, cutting it down to maybe a few a week or something. Right now, just putting the idea out there, but perhaps we could bring it before GA at one of the larger meetings. That would allow more time for working groups to plan and facilitate and get ideas together before they bring them to GA.
There could be a dual approach to that, where the people that are camping out at the Fed and stuff, if the groups that are actually down here and active every day somehow want to have like a get together to
That's
share
not
or whatever,
an official GA.
but it's not official GA, and then have that way people can that momentum is kept up and communication stays up, and they can still strategize for the next day as a street team, but at the same time have GA so that. Because like tonight, more people could have participated. They might have been here last night, and then they'll be here tomorrow night, but they weren't here tonight. So then,
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
And last point that we discussed was the creation of a strategic working group, specifically a group of people who are going through attending each of the working group meetings, at least one person at each one, who can report back and kind of keep an eye on the big picture. In addition to having a sense of what's going on, also help the working group to create specific, tangible goals so that we can plan for short-term progress, long-term progress, and actually celebrate when we accomplish something.
Cool.
So that's something that we'll probably be proposing officially at a GA.
And have accountability
And
at
have
the same time as celebration.
Cool. All right, we got a food group report back from Teddy. Yay!
I'm Teddy. I just got back from Dave's house. I don't know what happened today, but everything got completely screwed up. I just went through a lot of food and had to throw some of it out because whatever happened down there, there's big waste of food and nobody knows what's going on. But right now, it's everything's sitting at his house in this living room right now. So it's still going to take me another day to sort through everything. But
So you need help.
no, I got a couple people that's helping me with it right now. Because we're going back and forth.
Okay, so you're just letting people know that food might be a little bit limited / chaotic for the next day.
For the next couple of days, it might be a little crazy.
We'll be patient.
Yeah.
Love you. Thank you for all that you do. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, super quick.
I'm going to give an orientation for Asheville Local Exchange Trading System, Asheville LET, here at 6 o'clock on Sunday. So if you want to learn more about it, you can check out the website too, ashevillelet.org.
What's your name?
My name's Kimberly.
Okay.
What time again?
6 p.m. on Sunday. It's on the calendar on the website on yeah.
Anybody want to go clean up?
I can't, but I have a request. If anybody finds a little black calendar book,
Here, spread the word. Let's avoid confusion.
it's mine.
All right,
But I never put my name on it.
All right.